Hello everyone, Kevin Stevenson here, and welcome to our next installment on Fun with FreeNAS. Today we're going to talk a little bit about upgrading from FreeNAS 11.2 to the new version 11.3. We're going to talk a little bit about its new features, and let's get started. All right, here we go. Here is IX Systems, by the way, is the maker of FreeNAS. It's an open source project, as you probably already know. It was released January 28th, so it's been out for a little bit now. I just want to, go over just a couple things about the new version. The ACL manager is a big one when it comes to Windows shares, and the SMB shadow copies enabled by default is a big one when it comes to Windows shares also. And this one I think is really big also, which is these top three here, but community plugins. So what they've done is they separated the IX official plugins into community plugins. So it's a little easier to, kind of tell, like, okay, this is an official plugin and this is someone that a third party's made, which may or may not be held to the same standards. If you want to check this out, you can go to IX Systems blog and check out their FreeNAS 11.3 release, and it'll have all of these things. And there are several things that are important in here, but I'm not going to go over them all in this video. One thing that also I think is pretty cool is this NAT support for plugins, so you don't have to have a dedicated IP address for each plugin in order to talk to them. So that's a pretty good one too. So, all right, without any further ado, here is my FreeNAS, or one of them at least. So as you can see, this is an 11.2 U7, and if you look here in the update, you want to make sure that you are currently on the 11.2 series, and that you're updated to 11.2 -U7 in order to make this go smoothly. So basically, we go over here to System and go to Updates, and you will see there that I am on the 11.3 or 2 state. So you can switch over to that train right there and do a confirm. Now you'll see all this stuff here. And fetch install updates, and it wants you to save your configuration, include secret. Now this secret seed is important to keep, because if you have encrypted ZFS stores and things like that, if you do not do this, you are kind of SOL and you will lose access. So let's go ahead and do that. That downloads me that there, and I'm going to hit apply updates and reboot, and here's the process. This is a pretty fast process usually, so we're going to go ahead and speed this up if I have to, and I'll check back when it's rebooted. As you can see, it finished it, and now the NAS will be rebooting, and that'll take just a moment for that to do a total reboot. And your results will vary depending on the PC that you're using and how long it takes to do a boot. So we'll come back and see how that comes in just a second. All right, looks like she's finally rebooted. Let's take a look here and get logged back in. All right, here we go. Now I've got this zoomed in a little bit, so I'm going to go and take it back to the default size. And as you can see, things look a little bit different. This over here on the left seems pretty much the same, but the CPU one seems a lot different. Maybe not a lot different, but I like it. Memory, that looks pretty good. It shows you a little bit more detail, I think. I don't remember exactly what they look like, but it definitely looks a little different. The storage pool, yeah, I like that. Let's see what this little, oh, it even shows you the different VDEVs. Yes, I like this. I like it a lot. Yeah, let's see. Now those will take you to reports. Oh, pull status. Oh, look at that. Let's go back here. Oh, look at that. Network interfaces. That one's, this is a dual NIC computer, and I have it nothing plugged into that one, so I do have everything plugged in here, and it shows you the IP address and everything there. And you can configure straight from here. So I'm liking the updates just in general, just at the very first glance. Let's see what this says here. New feature. Upgrading the ZFS pool. Awesome. And let's see what else we have here. Let's go to the plugins area, because that's one of the areas that's supposed to be different. And see browse collection, IX system, and community. Let's see. Yeah, those are all the IX ones, IX system ones. That's quite a few. What GitLab runner, those might be interesting. Jenkins, if you're looking at MineOS, Nextcloud, Plex servers. Several things that a home user might be interested in for certain. Let's just take a quick look at the community ones. I'm gonna hit that refresh index here. So communities, DNS Mask, Drupal, Home Assistant, Homebridge, MQTT, Node-RED, OpenVPN server. There are definitely some interesting things in here. Unify controller. That's interesting if you have Unify web access points. This might be you want to host your Unify controller on here. You can do that. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Let's flip back over here. Let's see what else they said we might want to check out here. ACL Manager. Now let's see if that is probably under accounts, maybe. Oops. Under users. That's not sure. Oh, I bet this ACL manager is probably more for permissions on here. Edit ACL. There you go. Look at there. Edit with ACL manager. Now it would let me do it there, but I'm just going to go and let you know that it is right here too. So here is ACL manager. All right. And yeah, so I'll have to explore that stuff later. Snapshots. Let's see what else is in here. Scuzzy Wizard. Yeah, so that's basically it. I mean, obviously there are improvements in some of these, like the replication and some of that stuff, but I don't have any of that set up on this guy. So yeah, but I do like the new dashboard, and that is pretty awesome. Let's see what happens. I should have probably picked one. Let's see what it says for the CPU. Yep, populates everything. Just takes you to the reports that you had before. And ZFS. Yeah, so there you have it. That's the upgrade. I also want to show you one last thing. Previously, I had showed you that on the boot up, you have the ability to do, yeah, see over here in system, boot, you have these different boot environments, and you'll see right now this 11.3 release is active now on reboot. So if things go to heck and you have a problem, you can go and roll back to this other one. So if you, like, for example, you click here you can delete it. You can also go up here to actions and say, you can come over here and you can make it active, and that will let it be the next for the boot. And then obviously, if you get too many of these in there and your boot OS partition is small, this is a good place to clean stuff up, and that's will let you free up some space if you run out of space on your boot partition. And or like I said, I've used this a couple times when you had to roll it back to a previous version. And if you remembered, we downloaded the backed up the config on this, so you can go and restore config if you needed to also. So also look, looks like the task manager's up here. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, and then of course my alert up there, and settings and everything seems to be about the same. All right, thanks for joining me on this one, and we'll see you next time.